Have you been considering a Pure Barre franchise? Have you been successful in your corporate career, but you've started to wonder, is this as good as it gets for me? Have you been attending a local Pure Barre studio and you know that you want to open a studio of your own one day? I get it. I spent over 15 years in finance, and my six-figure dream job had become my own personal prison. Even though it was really an amazing job, I felt like I was dying a little bit day after day. And on Sundays, I would start thinking about my work week, and I would have to down an entire bottle of wine just to be able to get to sleep and be ready for the week. I was unhappy, I was miserable, and my health, happiness, and relationships were all starting to show it. One Christmas, I was at a party and I ran into a neighbor that I hadn't seen in a while, and she looked amazing. And I had to know what it was that she was doing. When she told me that she was teaching at the local Pure Barre franchise, and then she invited me to a class, I never could have fathomed how much my life was going to change just that day. The next morning, I and another neighbor friend headed off to Pure Barre for a local bar class. It was the hardest thing I think I had ever done. And I left that class and I said to my friend, "That is the hardest thing I've ever done. I cannot wait to come back here." And she looked at me and she said, "Amy, that was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I am never going back there." And for me, a true love affair was born in that moment. I started attending bar class 3 to 4 times a week, and my body changed in just a month. Then the finance girl in me started looking around and saying to myself, I actually think the business model works. There's minimal equipment, minimal build out, minimal staffing, and the number of people you can put into a class just completely makes this a no-brainer. So I dragged my husband Mike with me to bar class, and bless his little heart, he was a good sport. But just like me, he looked at the numbers and he said, "I actually think that this makes business sense. Let's investigate it." So I reached out to the Pure Barre franchise department, but I decided that it just wasn't the best fit for me. I really didn't want the fees or the restrictions of a bar franchise. So I decided I was going to just go it alone. And most of it was amazing. My first studio was cash flowing within just 3 months. But I made over $75,000 worth of mistakes in just that first year. And it was enough in large, costly mistakes that I was never able to replace my six-figure income with that first studio. Even though it was cash flowing, it definitely was not the success that I expected it to be. It was my second studio that was really my cash cow, the one that paid my family's bills and then provided so much more in our life. And since 2010, I've been helping other women create their own bar studios without the fees or rules of a Pure Barre franchise, a Bar 3 franchise, or any of the other franchises. I help women launch successful, profitable bar studios that allow them the freedom to build their business their way. If you'd like more information, click below to get our free guide, How to Launch a Bar Studio Without the Fees or Rules of a Bar Franchise. Then, if you feel like this is something you'd like to do, inside the email with that guide, you're going to get a link to schedule a free consultation, and we can see if we're a good fit to work together. If you'd like to know more, click below. I look forward to chatting with you.